timing. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'll go back to sleep.
We are live now. I think we are, yeah. Hi, everybody. Hello. Hi, Deborah Van Coverden. Hi, Captain Lee. Hi, Nicole. Larky. Let's see here. Faith graduate student. Good to see you. You're supposed to be me, Faith graduate student. Want to type something? Why don't you type something? Because I hear you're supposed to be me. Go ahead. Go in there and type. Type away. Hi, Lauren Nicole. Hi, Linda. Hi, Chris Ree. So I got my COVID shot today, but I couldn't get the flu shot. I have to get that tomorrow. Sharon got both. She doesn't feel good. I got a little bit. I was on the road and out a lot of the day. When I got home, it's balmy here, but it's rainy. There you go. There you go, Faithy. What was I going to say? So it was warm, and then when I got home, I felt like when you feel like you're a little chilled, like a feverish. And then I sat down in the massage chair for I don't know how many cycles on the massage chair, and then 20 minutes goes so fast. It's crazy, right? And then I got out and I had a cup of coffee, and knock on wood, I feel good. So I'm going to try to get the flu shot done tomorrow. So that's out of the way. One more thing out of the way. And because they just keep saying on the TV how bad it's going to be, the RSV, the flu, and the COVID. So, hi, Kevin. But let's take a look at what's going on in the true crime world. I know I tried to watch a little bit of that trial today, but I think it went to the jury, didn't it? Didn't he have like closing arguments because he told the jury that you need to make the right decision? So we'll look at that. I think it did. We watched it a little bit yesterday in here when she was thrown out or something, and then I think he was thrown out again today. Okay, so let's take a look at Quinton Simon. This reminds me a little bit of how long it took to arrest, what was her name? The one in Tennessee. Oh, gosh. What is her name? I can see her face. She's the one that her father was Tommy. The baby was found in the shed. Took a really long time to arrest her. Oh, gosh. What was her name? She had a young girl. Okay, well, we'll think of it. So she's apparently blaming her son's father. The young Georgia mom, who police say is the prime suspect in the disappearance of her 20-month-old son, Quinton, she said that the boy's father took the child. Leilani Simon said that her former lover, 24-year-old Henry Moss, who absconded with the boy from her home in Savannah nearly 3 weeks ago, is the story she said. Yeah. He absconded with the boy 3 weeks ago when the babysitter saw him with, wasn't it the previous day, and the grandmother? Oh, wow. That sounds like a good story. She allegedly made the claim after she reported Quinton Simon missing on October 5th. Police soon began talking with Henry, who lives about 85 miles away in Savannah, from Savannah in Girard, Georgia. They asked, did I have him, and when was the last time I was in Savannah? Referring to what the investigators asked him. They told me Leilani said I came over and got him overnight. In an interview with police, Henry told officers that he had not been near Savannah for about a month and was at home with the boy when he vanished. It was at home when the boy vanished. My microphone is giving me a occluded view. I fixed it. He then provided investigator with alibis and security camera recordings and could prove that he did not leave his house, so he was not a suspect. He indicated that he would never harm his son, and he said he was always happy, the little boy Quinton, always smiling. He really didn't scream a lot. He was a good baby. He's using the past tense. He was because, yeah. They believe he's deceased. But that is strange because they haven't found the body. Henry, who is Quinton's biological father, but has mostly been absent in the boy's life, alleges that his relationship with Leilani deteriorated after she allegedly cheated and consumed drugs, including marijuana and cocaine. She did cocaine every day, all day, as much as she could, adding that Leilani had a violent temper and would act out when she needed another high. When she didn't get no money from me to go get effing drugs, she'd go crazy. She hit me a few times in the face. Henry has been arrested previously for marijuana possession, fighting, and criminal trespass. Investigators believe that Leilani's current boyfriend, Danny Youngkin, was the last person to see Quinton around 6 a.m. on October 5th before Leilani reported the child missing at 9:40 a.m. The night after the child was reported missing, Henry said he went to the home of Leilani's mother, Billie Jo Howell, and it appeared that there was a party in the backyard. The night after the child went missing, there was a party in the backyard. Every one of them was high as a kite and drunk as hell. Leilani was on something. She wasn't crying when I walked up. She was laughing and having a good time with everybody. It looked like a party. She didn't have anything to say to me, he said. All she said was she was sorry, that she didn't know what happened to him. That's all she does is lies. A week after the boy vanished, law enforcement said they believe Quinton is dead, and they named Leilani as the prime suspect in the disappearance. So far, Leilani has not been arrested or charged. Megan is that girl's name, right? Megan. It's not Hancock, is it? No. It's the other one. Megan Boswell. Say it came to me. Police say they believe the boy was put in a specific dumpster at a specific location, which was then dumped at the landfill. Authorities have not specified exactly why they believe Leilani is the prime suspect or why Quinton would have been in a dumpster. In an interview on Monday with the media, Leilani said the boy's disappearance angers her, but that she wants her son to return happy and alive. We want him back in our arms holding us. That's what we want, Leilani said. We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and maybe they wanted a baby or they couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. That's our best hope at this point. Okay, and anyone with tips can dial 912-667-3134. And I think there is still another update here. Okay. The mother of the little boy, Quinton Simon, spoke out publicly for the first time. Let's see. Where did she speak out? She told another media station that she wants answers about her son as much as anyone else, but she no longer feels safe in her home. It makes it hard to even process what's going on around us. We get to the point where we have to barricade ourselves in our own home in order to even feel safe in our backyard, because we can't even process what is happening everywhere else or even have the time to do so. I can't even walk out and appreciate my own son's memorial or put down gifts that I got for him. I can't even go out there and do that without harassment and negligence and everything. It's just devastating to see that this is how the outside world reacts. The family installed cameras and floodlights around the home for additional protection. Leilani also touched on being the suspect in her son's disappearance and presumed death, and wanted the public to know she won't be running away. I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I'm not running. I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station. Simon and her mother, Billie Jo Howell, spent their days in the backyard of their home. Leilani said that the memorial out front sends a painful reminder that her son is still missing. Every day that goes by, it's less tears and more anger, not knowing what's happening. If that's even understandable. You wake up every day angry, hoping that you'll get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come. Police launched an extensive search of the area, calling in help from nearby jurisdictions, as well as the FBI. And again, they were doing that landfill search, but nothing came up. We believe he was placed in the specific dumpster. We got that. And that is the updates on Quinton. Let's see what else we have. We have a Tennessee trio. Oopsie. Get over there, Tennessee trio. Okay. 3 Tennesseans have been arrested after allegedly holding a man hostage at a Murfreesboro hotel before torturing him and robbing him of thousands of dollars. Jessica Mortensen, 25, Harry Kingham, 41, and Joshua Fraser, 37, were each charged with kidnapping, robbery, and extortion. Police spokesperson Larry Flowers said that Mortensen contacted the 24-year-old victim who she knew from high school, and the two arranged to meet in a hotel. Doesn't she look like she has something on her lip, or is that an earring? That would be scary if that was something on her lip and she's soliciting somebody for something. And I most certainly think that is some kind of something on her lip. Yikes. So she arranged to meet him at a hotel to have intimate relations with this guy for $300. Clearly, in this case, the victim was easy prey. The female knew him, and he was quite gullible, and she took advantage of that. And once inside the hotel room, she said that Mortensen went into the bathroom, and Kingham and Fraser entered the room pretending to be Nashville police officers. Not knowing if they were real officers, he complied with their demands, including removing his clothes, emptying his pockets, giving them his wallet, his debit card, his cell phone, and at one point they took him at gunpoint to an ATM and forced him to withdraw several $1,000s. After holding him for hours, they dropped the victim off at his home in College Grove, and then they took his truck. They dropped him off at the end of his driveway and simply threw him out like a bag of trash. They kept his vehicle, and they drove it back to Murfreesboro. And the police arrested Kingham at a hotel where the incident took place and found what they believed to be methamphetamine and marijuana in his pocket. Tennessee Highway Patrol officers spotted the victim's pickup truck with Mortensen and Fraser inside. At the hotel early Sunday morning, the two fled when the police approached them, but officers captured Fraser in the parking lot and they found Mortensen in a hotel bathroom. Additional charges may also be filed, but Flowers, the officer, noted that the victim had agreed to pay for relations but was not charged in the case. The female solicited him, yes, but in this particular case, our obligation is to the victim. Again, he was robbed, tortured, held against his will for hours, so clearly he is the victim in the case. Wow. And then there was a shooting in St. Louis today at the school. And there was another shooting in Staten Island where a 14-year-old got shot in the ankle out waiting for sports practice to begin outside his school. And there were 5 people allegedly responsible for that, shooting this 14-year-old who will thankfully be okay. Who knows if he's a runner or whatever, what it did to his ankle where he was shot. But yeah, it's getting crazy. So a 19-year-old gunman opened fire with an AR-15 style rifle and 600 rounds of ammunition Monday morning in a Missouri Visual and Performing Arts school that killed a teacher and a 15-year-old student. 4 more students were shot and wounded, while 2 suffered abrasions and another fractured an ankle trying to flee the gunman. This was yesterday morning. Yeah, I'm sorry. I heard this yesterday on the news, and then we never got to talk about it with the stuff going on. But the kids were live streaming and stuff from inside the school. I'm getting my days all mixed up. Okay, so now let's see. The St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department said that Orlando Harris graduated from Central Visual and Performing Arts School in St. Louis, died in a shootout with the police. So that's the suspect. Health and physical education teacher Jean Kirk Kuzka was taken to the hospital where she died from her wounds. The student, identified by family as Alexandria Bell, was pronounced dead at the scene. The wounded and injured students, all 15 and 16 years old, were listed in stable condition. Investigators found a handwritten note inside Harris's car near the school, and it said, "I don't have any friends. I don't have any family. I've never had a girlfriend. I've never had a social life. I've been an isolated loner my entire life." This was the perfect storm for a mass shooting. FBI and ATF agents searched a home in South St. Louis believed to be the gunman's home, and they took bags into evidence, including a computer. At a media press conference, police say they received the first call about the shooter at 9:11 a.m., and they were at the school 4 minutes later. They engaged with the gunman at 9:23 on the third floor, and they shot him at 9:25. The police chief, Michael Sack, said Harris, isn't that weird? His name is Harris, and one of the gunmen in Columbine is Harris, right? Carried 7 magazines on a chest rig that he was wearing and 8 more in a field bag that he carried. This doesn't include the number of magazines that he left and dumped on the stairway in the corridors along the way. It appears that he came into the building with more than 600 rounds of ammunition. Other than reading part of Harris's note, police have not speculated on a motive for the shooting or said where he got the rifle that he used. Wow, sad. There's everybody there. Okay, and then finally, murder charges were filed against Harmony Montgomery's father. Murder charges have been filed in the disappearance of Harmony Montgomery. New Hampshire police say that the father, Adam Montgomery, has officially been charged with second-degree murder. Police said that on or about December 7th, 2019, Montgomery repeatedly struck 5-year-old Harmony in the head with a closed fist. The New Hampshire police say the then 5-year-old went missing sometime between November 28th and December 10th. Her disappearance was not reported for 2 years. Police say new evidence, which was not revealed, indicated that Harmony Montgomery is deceased. Her family says the New Hampshire Division of Children, Youth, and Families failed that little girl. According to Blair Miller, who adopted Harmony's younger brother, DCYF officials told him Harmony had been reunited with her father. Miller had asked about the possibility of adopting Harmony as well. According to court documents, Kevin Montgomery, Adam's uncle, called DCYF after he noticed Harmony having a black eye. Kevin Montgomery later told police his nephew Adam admitted to physically abusing Harmony. Montgomery's remains have not been found. So, okay. Now we have missing Virginia woman may need medication. Okay. Virginia police are searching for a Norfolk woman who hasn't been seen since Sunday. According to the police, Anna J. Midas, 28 years old, was last seen at 8:20 p.m. in Norfolk. At the 7800 block of Woodall Road, she was last seen wearing a pink baseball cap, a long black coat, purple pants. Here's a better thing. Okay. She drives a she drives a 4-door black Ford Fiesta with Virginia license plates. Do we give the license plate number? No. And she has mental health conditions and may be in need of medication. She may be headed towards Philadelphia. Anyone that has tips should call 911. Hopefully she's found. Okay, and look at that. A Texas man has been charged with a capital murder in the death of a 3-year-old boy that he reportedly admitted to striking hard enough to break his ribs. Jay Allen, 33, has been charged with tampering with evidence in the death of Quintavious Trejo over the weekend in Belton. Family members called police on Saturday after Allen allegedly called a relative in Fort Worth and admitted to making a mistake. The family member and 2 other relatives drove from Fort Worth to Belton, which is about 130 miles, to meet with Allen at a truck stop when he told them that the toddler's body could be found in a wooded area near his home. When they were able to locate the little boy, they returned to the truck stop and brought Allen back to the scene. They were unable, Allen led the 3 women to the body, but when one of them said she was calling the police, Allen jumped into their vehicle and took off, leaving them there. Okay, so he calls these family members, says, meet me at the truck stop. I made a mistake. He tells them this is 130 miles away. They leave him at the truck stop to go look for the boy's body where he tells them. They can't locate it, so they go all the way back to the truck stop where he still is and bring him to the scene. He leads them to the body. Why didn't he just go in the first place? When they were right about, they find the body and going to call the police, he jumps in their car. Okay. The women called police and led the officers to the boy's body, which they found face down in the brush. Upon examining the body, police found it to be stiff with signs of violent trauma, including bruising on the face and body and dried blood on his clothing. All 3 women told officers they were relatives of the boy and Allen. All had a similar statement that Allen had been making phone calls the night before in the day saying how he messed up badly. Allen then told them that he hit the little boy by changing his diaper because he was frustrated that the boy was crying. Belton police issued an alert for Allen Saturday afternoon, and Hillsborough officers later spotted him 100 miles away on Interstate 35 and started the chase. Allen lost control of his vehicle and crashed, with the vehicle erupting into flames. Hillsborough officers and Hill County Sheriff's deputies pulled him to safety. He remained hospitalized Monday evening. Allen waived his Miranda rights and told investigators that he hit the boy in the chest once with a force of 4 to 5 on a 1 to 10 scale. Allen eventually admitted that he may have struck the victim hard enough to break his ribs, although he denied striking him in the face. According to the affidavit, Allen said that after he hit the toddler, he left him with other children who told him later that the little boy was acting funny in his sleep and making noises. Allen said the boy appeared to be having a nightmare with his legs moving as though he was running from something. Allen said he rubbed the boy's back and they both fell asleep. He later woke up and saw the little boy wasn't breathing, so he performed CPR and called his relatives, and then he grabbed the boy and ran out of the house. He claims that while he was running, he dropped the little boy, and then he just left them there and kept running. Wow. Allen was involved in at least 4 domestic incidents involving police in the last year. Most recently was a report that was filed on August 14th on behalf of his wife. His criminal record goes back at least until 2007, and that he was charged with capital murder in 2008. He eventually pled guilty to conspiracy to commit murder and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Now, there's a woman who is claiming that her late father was a serial killer who buried as many as 70 women in a well in Iowa. Fremont County Sheriff Kevin Astrop said that Lucy study said Donald Dean's study murdered 5 to 6 women every year for decades, and then he buried them near his property in Thurman. On October 21st, cadaver dogs reportedly detected possible human remains in the vicinity of the well. Lucy said her father had her and her siblings move the bodies in a wheelbarrow or toboggan. After the bodies were dumped, Donald would allegedly cover them in lye and dirt. Oh. He would just tell us we had to go to the well, and we knew what it meant. Every time I went to the well or into the hills, I didn't think I was coming down. I thought he would kill me because I wouldn't keep my mouth shut. Donald reportedly lived on the land where the alleged bodies are buried until his death in 2013. Let's see. Police began investigating Lucy's claims in 2021, though it was the second time she had contacted the police department. Authorities suspected Donald targeted sex workers or transients, mainly located in the area of Omaha, Nebraska. Lucy claimed after one of the murders, her father commented, "The biatch deserved it." Lucy told the news outlet that most of her father's victims were white and had dark hair. She said that almost all of the victims were in their 20s or 30s, aside from a 15-year-old runaway. She also said that her father killed two men, one in his 20s, one in his 40s. The well that Lucy mentioned no longer exists. It was filled in a long time ago, and there was no recorded histories or issues with Donald before his death. Despite this, Lucy claimed her father was a lifelong criminal who smuggled guns and drugs. He allegedly bypassed checkpoints without raising suspicion because he would have his children in the car with him. She's got a hell of a story, but we don't have any proof or anything other than we had a cadaver dog hit. We've got to have more proof than that. So, yeah, I heard about this today on the news. I think it was my local news, I remember. What the heck was that? Yeah. Uh-oh. Get over there. So a Missouri Amazon driver is dead. He was killed after two dogs attacked him Monday night, according to the Ray County Police. The incident happened at about 7 p.m. near Excelsior Springs after the Amazon driver parked the Amazon truck in front of a home. The victim is about 49 or 50 years old. They did not release his name. Deputies arrived after neighbors reported seeing the truck parked in front of the home for hours. When police found the victim, two aggressive dogs were near his body. Officers on the scene shot one of the dogs. The dogs then ran into the home, prompting the fire department officials to track them down. Both dogs were found inside the home and shot dead. So that doesn't make sense. That two dogs, and they say officials shot one of the dogs, and then two were found in the home and shot dead. That doesn't make sense. Ray County Sheriff Scott Childers said that the initial investigation showed the dog bites were the primary factor in the worker's death, but the case is still under investigation. Due to the fact of some of the nature of the injuries that the male driver suffered, we cannot confirm nor deny if they were the cause of the driver's death. The sheriff added that the homeowners were out of town when the attack occurred, but the dogs didn't appear neglected. We're deeply saddened by tonight's tragic incident involving a member of our Amazon family and will be providing support to the team and the driver's loved ones. We are assisting law enforcement in their investigation, said Amazon in their released press statement. Wow, it's very sad. Okay, now Debbie Collier. Georgia investigators are determining whether Debbie Collier may have taken her own life or died accidentally. Law enforcement sources repeatedly told the outlet that there's no evidence that has been found to link those closest to Collier to her death. She was found deceased last month, about an hour away from her Athens home. She was near a secluded ravine, clutching a small tree branch, and her abdomen was charred. Evidence at the scene suggests that her death could have been accidental or suicide, although investigators previously stated there was no indication that she took her own life. At this time, there's no evidence to suggest or support that this was related to a kidnapping, say the Habersham County Police in a previous statement. Several items that she purchased at a Family Dollar store shortly before her death were found at the scene, including a tarp, a lighter, and a bag. So far, her autopsy and toxicology results have not been released. Criminal profiler and psychoanalyst John Kelly reportedly said on Monday that he doesn't feel that Collier's death matches a suicide. Why'd she drive up there? Why try to pull herself up? She looked like she was getting ready to go tailgating, dressed up to have fun, not to kill herself. Collier's daughter, Amanda Bearden, 36, contacted police on September 10th after she reportedly received a Venmo payment from Debbie Collier for $2,385. Now, attached to that in a text message was a cryptic message attached to that payment that said, "They are not going to let me go. Love you. There is a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door." Police said around 3:15 on September 10th that Venmo payment was sent to her daughter, Amanda Bearden. Amanda Bearden waited several hours before contacting the police and said that her mother left everything at home aside from her ID and her debit card, which contradicts what's on the security footage at the Family Dollar store, which is the last known sighting of Debbie, and she's carrying a purse there, okay? Collier's husband, Stephen Collier, said during a 911 call that Amanda told him she found her mom's purse at home. He said, and I quote, "Came home, my wife wasn't home, her driver's license still in there, the rental car is gone, and her daughter's here." Stephen Collier was the first person to make a report on September 10th at about 6 p.m. We're kind of worried about what's happening and where she's at. I was wondering if you could send somebody over here. According to her daughter, who went up and, her purse is still there with the driver's license. The only thing is the phone is gone. And she sent her daughter a text about 2 hours ago saying, "They won't let me go, whatever that means, we don't know. I thought she was out shopping for food." Her daughter came over with that strange message and then went upstairs to her bedroom and found that her driver's license and credit card were still here. She doesn't sound like she's leaving the house to go shopping like I thought she was. According to the security video footage, Collier walked into a Clayton, Georgia Family Dollar store on September 10th at around 2:55 p.m. She was seen carrying a large black purse and vehicle keys. She was wearing a UGA football jersey. On September 11th, police tracked the rental car that she was using to a wooded area about 60 miles from their house. Police scoured the vicinity of the vehicle and they found her body and a burned blue tarp in a nearby ravine. She was naked, charred, and deceased, clutching a tree. And so far, no arrests have been made and no one has been named a suspect in her death. Okay. Go to the Valva trial. So a New York detective took the stand on Monday in the Suffolk Superior Court and said the father and stepmother of the deceased little 8-year-old Thomas Valva discussed deleting home security footage on the day that he died. 43-year-old Michael Valva, currently on trial for the murder of his son Thomas, who froze to death after they made the little boy sleep in an unheated garage when the temperatures on the night in question plummeted to 19 degrees. Valva's then fiancée, Angela Polina, 45, is a co-defendant in the case. Both defendants pled not guilty to murder and child endangerment charges, but Polina's trial has not started. The lead detective in the case, Suffolk Police Sergeant Norberto Flores, testified Monday that Polina and Valva were caught on home security footage, discussing deleted footage and changing passwords. I believe I hear Angela say that she deleted the history, Flores said while listening to the audio recorded the day that Thomas died. And I believe I hear Michael Valva say, "Change the password now." On Monday, prosecutors played the undeleted clip, which shows Flores talking to Valva on January 17, 2020 at about 2:46 p.m., and that was 4 hours after the little boy was pronounced dead. Shortly after Flores left Valva's home, the clip showed Polina tell Valva that she deleted the history. Valva, who was standing by Polina, asked Polina to change the password now. Prosecutors say that both Valva and Polina forced Thomas and his older brother Anthony to sleep in an unheated garage for numerous months before Thomas passed away. Earlier this month, East Morich's elementary school principal Edward Schneier testified that the 6 children from the Valva-Polina family attended the school, and the principal said he knew the family well, including Thomas and his 10-year-old brother Anthony, who were both autistic, and said that within the span of one school year, Thomas and his brother Anthony lost about 20 pounds, adding that their food had been monitored. Further, he said both children were initially potty trained when they started school, but had begun wearing pull-up training pants to school, and that both boys would consistently show up to school with bruises and scrapes. Meanwhile, the boys' behavior began to change. The school flooded CPS with calls about concerns for the children, which resulted in Michael Valva threatening to sue the school for harassment. Poor little kid. Michael Valva's defense attorney, John LaTurco, told the court that despite any allegations of neglect, Michael never wanted his son to die, and he isn't guilty of murder. Everyone needs to be focused on not the neglect, child endangerment, but rather the depraved murder charge. There is no evidence to show that Mr. Valva wanted his child to die. Prosecutors told the jury that Thomas and Anthony suffered years of abuse at the hands of their father, often arriving at school with bruises, scratching, and hungry. They were observed literally eating crumbs off the floor, said the Suffolk County District Attorney Laura Newcomb. Newcomb also related a text Valva sent to Polina that said, "I will beat them until they bleed. It's the only thing that works." Valva's attorney laid the blame at Polina's feet, saying that she constantly told him that he was being too lenient with the boys and that Valva was desperate to make things work with her, and he painted her as the wicked stepmother. Yeah, okay. She would say, "You are making it too comfortable for them. Let them be uncomfortable. That will teach them to control themselves." Valva said during his opening statement, his attorney said during his opening statement, never thought that either of his boys could die from being in that garage. When Valva arrived at the hospital to see his son, paramedic Erin Lambert said that he had no emotion and previously testified that there were no tears, there was no emotion, and she remembers when she saw the suspect, Valva, at his son's bed in the hospital, that a staff member came in the room and asked him if he needed a drink or a chair or to make a phone call. And she remembers him turning and saying, "No, I've been in more stressful situations." A Utah woman was charged on Friday with killing a 5-month-old girl in her care. Aitana Aguilar died on October 14th, the day after she was found unresponsive at the Polina Carmona Sabron's home. Doctors concluded that at the time the infant suffered severe retinal hemorrhaging and severe brain tearing, and she was unlikely to survive. Carmona Sabron, 47, who reportedly runs an unlicensed daycare, allegedly told police that she heard Aitana Amputa's cough in her crib before she stopped breathing. The babysitter said she had watched the little girl 4 times prior to October 13th, and she vomited once and cried when she was hungry. She said that her daughter called 911 after her mother picked up the infant, who was blue and not breathing. Authorities say the girl's injuries were consistent with those of shaken baby syndrome. The suspect used a doll to show the Taylorsville police how she picked her up. When they noted how violently she held the doll, she allegedly modified the way she handled it, though police claim she continued to rock it. She also physically demonstrated that she held the infant on the torso with both hands without supporting her head, and that she bounced the baby on her knee up and down, which is believed to be an inappropriate manner for a 5-month-old not having the strength to support their head. She is charged with murder and remains in jail. Gosh, what a terrible thing. It's crazy. Five people are safe after getting trapped 200 feet underground at the Grand Canyon Caverns in Arizona. The reason why: an elevator malfunctioned. The elevator malfunction was discovered on Sunday as the tourists tried to exit the caverns located near Peach Springs. They tried to use the stairs, described as old external fire escape, but not everyone was physically able to climb 20 stories to safety. The tourists were rescued around 7:30 p.m. on Monday night. No injuries have been reported. Yesterday, 5 folks were exiting the caverns when the elevator stopped working. Believing it was an electrical problem, a generator was brought in. It's not an electrical problem, it's a mechanical problem. While waiting, the tourists were provided with free room and board at a 6-person hotel suite located inside the caverns, which also offered food service. The cavern put the people up in a motel, and there's a small restaurant at the bottom, and the motel is working to make the people as comfortable as possible while they're down there. Of the 5 tourists that were trapped, at least 2 of them were in their 70s, and the stairs were tough for them to walk up. Wow. Daryl Brooks. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Let's get another picture of our suspect here. Daryl Brooks told jurors on Tuesday during closing arguments that he did not intentionally plow an SUV through a Christmas parade in Wisconsin last year, which left 6 dead and dozens more injured. Brooks has been representing himself during the roughly 3-week trial. He tearfully asked jurors during his 50-minute closing argument to consider whether the car could have malfunctioned during the incident last November and the effects the trial, along with negative press, has had on his family. And then I quote him saying, "What if the vehicle couldn't stop because of malfunction? What if the driver of the vehicle was unable to stop the vehicle because of the fact? What if the driver may have panicked? Does that make the driver in a rage and intent on killing people?" Brooks asked, claiming there was a recall on the vehicle that he drove that day. Now, the judge, Jennifer Darrow, struck those comments from the record. "I've never heard of someone trying to intentionally hurt someone while attempting to blow their horn, while attempting to alert people of their presence," Brooks said. He went on to repeatedly allege that there have been misconceptions and lies told about him during the trial, after saying his conscience is clear and that he has made peace with God. Brooks spent much of the final 10 minutes of his closing remarks repeatedly telling the jury to be at peace with their verdict and not have any regrets. "Whatever you decide, make sure you can live with it. That's the magnitude of the power that you have. Be at peace with what you decide." The district attorney, Susan Opper, rebutted Brooks's claims, saying he wants jurors to care about his family when other families in this tragedy will never be able to see their loved ones again. There are 68 victims in this case. That's not an accident, Opper said. Despite Brooks' claims of him not intentionally striking people with an SUV, Opper repeatedly told the jury that there is overwhelming evidence showing that Brooks was fully aware of his actions when he drove that SUV through a crowd of hundreds of people. He reached speeds of approximately 30 miles per hour. That's intentional. He plowed through 68 different people. 68. How can you hit one and keep going? How can you hit two and keep going? Opper also told jurors not to be distracted in their deliberations by the conduct of Brooks during the trial. And I quote her saying, "You must not consider anything about Darrell Brooks other than his conduct in downtown Waukesha on the evening of November 21st, 2021. Nothing he's done before, nothing he's done since then. When you go back to the deliberation room, please obey Judge Darrow. Confine your comments to his conduct on November 21st. Waukesha. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. See? Jurors will now deliberate whether to convict Brooks. After deliberating for an hour and 45 minutes Tuesday, the jurors completed their first day of deliberations without reaching a verdict. The jury is expected to return to court to continue their deliberations on Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Brooks pled not guilty to more than 70 charges, which included 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide. He previously pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, but his public defenders withdrew the insanity plea in September. The attorneys later filed a motion to withdraw from the case, and the judge ruled to allow Brooks to represent himself at trial. His unusual decision to represent himself in court and his persistent disruptions with his outlandish behavior has caused constant disruptions throughout the trial. He has spoken over prosecutors and the judge. He's asked vague questions. He's challenged the court's jurisdiction and declared Darrell Brooks is not his name. Judge Darrow has repeatedly removed Brooks from the courtroom for his outburst and placed him in a nearby courtroom where he can communicate via a monitor and microphone, which is most often muted. Well, okay, so what do you think is going to happen? I think he's going to get guilty, right? Yes. Now, there's another little tidbit of something around this case that an anonymous Reddit post claims to be a juror in the Christmas parade trial. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see here. The jury had just begun deliberations in the trial against Darrell Brooks, who allegedly drove his mother's SUV through the Christmas parade, killing 6 and injuring dozens of others. And then that post was put on Reddit. It brings up subject matter, jurisdiction, and jury nullification. Opper said she does not believe the user is actually a member of the jury. So what did the post began with? So to start with, I obviously shouldn't be here. I'm not allowed to look stuff up about the trial or really have any connection with the internet, but nobody actually follows sequestering rules anyway. And I think this is bogus. It's somebody that's trying to disrupt the trial. Posting on social media about the case is prohibited in the Wisconsin Jury Handbook. So let's see what they're saying about this now. The district attorney says she doesn't believe the user is actually a member of the jury, but Brooks claims otherwise. He said the post must have been from someone in the courtroom, if not a member of the jury. Opper pointed out that the trial has been live streamed intentionally. Darrow said she's concerned about the post, but will allow proceedings to continue as there is no credible evidence that the user was actually a juror. The sheriff's office will be conducting an investigation. The user edited the post within an hour of the judge addressing the court on the matter. The top of the post now states, "This was all a prank. I didn't think this would blow up like this. We are sorry." The post was removed shortly after for violating Reddit's rules. Okay, and then we have, let's see, we've missed a lot just by missing one night of our covering. There's been a lot that's going on. So Ethan Crumbley, the Michigan school shooter, pled guilty to all 24 counts against him with no plea deal. The Michigan teenager on Monday pled guilty to 24 charges, including terrorism and first-degree murder in a school shooting nearly a year ago that left 4 students dead. The Oakland County Prosecutor's Office said there was no plea deal in place to secure the guilty pleas from Ethan Crumbley, now 16. A conviction on his charges, which include first-degree murder, typically means an automatic life sentence. But teenagers in Michigan are allowed a hearing in which their attorney can argue for a shorter term and the possibility of parole. Crumbley's parents, James and Jennifer Crumbley, are in jail on charges of involuntary manslaughter for allegedly making the gun their son used accessible to him and for ignoring his need for mental health treatment. Ethan Crumbley's attorney, Paulette Lofton, said the teen may be called to testify against his parents. The parents have a no-contact order in place for their son. Jennifer Crumbley said in social media posts that the gun was a Christmas present for her son, who said in court Monday that his money paid for the gun purchased by his father on November 26, 2021, and he also told the court the gun was not locked the morning he took it to school. Ethan Crumbley had no disciplinary actions at Oxford High School, but his behavior on the morning of this shooting caused teachers to call his parents. A teacher found a note the boy was scribbling that morning that included an illustration of a gun and a bullet along with the words, "The thoughts won't stop, help me," and blood everywhere. School officials told Crumbley's parents to get the teenager into counseling within 48 hours, but they refused to take him home, and he was returned to the classroom. And a few hours later, Ethan took the gun out of his backpack and opened fire, which in turn killed 4 students and wounded 6 others, including a teacher. When word of the school shooting reached his mother, Jennifer, she texted her son, "Ethan, don't do it." James Crumbley called 911 and said a gun was missing from his house and he believed his son might be the school shooter. Ethan Crumbley was then taken into custody and his parents fled their home when the Oakland County prosecutor, Karen McDonald, filed charges against them. They were found in a commercial building in Detroit a few days later after they drained their son's bank account. The couple have pled not guilty, and their attorneys, Marielle Lehman and Shannon Smith, who previously represented convicted child molester and former U.S. gymnastics coach Larry Nassar, claim that they were not hiding or fleeing and planned to turn themselves in. The day before the November 30th shooting, another teacher spotted Ethan Crumbley researching ammunition online. The school contacted his mother, who responded by texting her son, "LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn to not get caught." The teenager pled guilty to 4 counts of first-degree murder and terrorism, causing the deaths of Hannah St. Juliana, 14, Madison Baldwin, 17, Tate Meyer, 16, and Justin Schilling, 17. He also pled guilty to 7 counts of assault with intent to murder and 12 counts of possessing a firearm in the commission of a felony. The case is going to return to court on February 9th as attorneys argue for Crumbley's sentence. Prosecutors have not indicated whether they intend to argue for no parole. Several lawsuits have been filed against school officials and others related to the shooting. Okay, let's see what we have here now. A 37-year-old Kentucky man was caught on surveillance video walking up behind two strangers at a Louisville nightclub and slitting their throats. One of the victims was treated and released, while the other remains hospitalized in critical condition. The court documents say Sean Coates cut the victims' throats in an unprovoked attack just after midnight Tuesday morning at 4th Street Live. Police say Coates admitted he was the man in the video, an arrest affidavit says, and that he was coming down from a stimulant high. He has been charged with 1 count of attempted murder and 2 counts of assault. Wow. Amazing he didn't kill them. Okay, we went over that went over that one. That one. Okay, let's Florida. Police in Florida are searching for a man accused of attempting to kidnap a young girl twice in 2 days. A 10-year-old girl who was walking to school in Fort Lauderdale when a man approached her and attempted to entice her with money, candy, and other items. The girl declined the man's invitation and he tried to grab her, but she managed to escape and run away. Part of the incident was recorded on a home security camera, which shows the girl running down a street, stopping to catch her breath, and then running again. The girl told police the man was driving what appeared to be a black work van and that it might have had damage to its rear end. The van had sliding doors without any windows. She said this man had parked the van on the side of the street and he came over, he opened the door and asked her if she wanted some candy. The incident occurred on Northeast 17th Way near Bennett Elementary School and Sunrise Middle School. Remarkably, the man came back on the following day and again tried to kidnap the girl. She told her mom that the man said, "You know, yesterday you didn't get your candy or anything. Here's your candy." The young girl was approached by the same male while on her way to school, but this time on foot. Someone reportedly witnessed the second kidnapping attempt and also got involved. A witness in the area approaches them and asks the 10-year-old if she knows this man. She says no. At the same time she's saying no, the suspect says yes, they do know each other and that he's her grandfather. The witness, realizing that something is not right, instructs the 10-year-old to run. She runs to Bendel Elementary, where she reports it to the staff. The girl has described the man as a white male with brown hair, who's 5'10" and 5'10" to 6 feet tall. He appears to be between 30 and 40 years old. At the time of the attempted abductions, the man was wearing white sneakers, black jeans, a dark long-sleeve shirt, and glasses. Those are the images. The man may be balding towards the back of his head. These incidents are of great concern to us, and we need your help finding this person that's responsible, say police. Due to circumstances, we are considering that this is a potential attempted abduction. $5,000 is being offered for the man for information leading to the man's capture. To report information, call the Fort Lauderdale Police Detective Tiana De Cuarto at 954-828-6559. And this is a picture. Let's see if we can make this a little bigger, if somebody recognizes this person. Okay, and Mr. Weinstein is up next. California prosecutors said on Monday that victims of producer Harvey Weinstein will be able to describe deformities to the producer's genitalia, which were caused by a surgery he underwent in 1999. The Deputy District Attorney Paul Thompson told the Los Angeles County Court that an infection caused Weinstein's testicles to be put into his inner thighs, and how it is an abnormality his accusers will note during their testimony. Thompson also noted how the procedure led to noticeable scarring, which will be visible in pictures that will be shown during Weinstein's R trial. Weinstein's 70 and is charged with 11 counts of R, forcible oral relations, and sexual battery for reported incidents that occurred in Los Angeles and Beverly Hills between the years 2004 and 2013. His accusers, whose claims are the subject of the criminal charges, will testify as Jane Does, while his other accusers, who will detail his prior bad acts, will be identified by their initials. None of the Jane Does will describe his anatomy perfectly, but most of them will be able to describe these abnormalities that they observed during the assaults. Each of these women came forward independently of each other, and they will tell you that the defendant assaulted them. After the defendant assaulted the women, they felt emotionally devastated. They feared that he could destroy their careers if they reported what he had done to them. Weinstein is currently serving a 23-year sentence in New York for R and assault, and he has denied any sexual misconduct and pled not guilty to all charges in the case in California. Now, he would have an infection that caused, I've never heard of anything like in my life. I'm just going to look that up really fast right now. Infection that causes you to need to have your testicles, what did they say? Embedded in his thighs?
Attached to inner thigh.
They said attached or embedded?
I don't know. Oh my goodness. Anybody else?
I'm going to see if this comes up with anything. Let's see. It says, epididymitis, it says, is most often caused by a bacterial infection, including sexually transmitted infections such as gonorrhea or chlamydia. Let's see. And the inflammation of one or both testicles can cause pain and infertility. Orchitis is another one. But why are we putting the testicles into his thighs?
We'll never know, Carolyn. We don't know.
It's the swelling of the testes.
Does anybody know why they would be embedded into his thighs?
I don't
Doesn't
know.
make any sense at all.
The question of the year, man. I know.
Okay, let me see if I can just look up his, and maybe it's under his name. Somebody's already looked this up. Let me see.
Not really sure how you looked that up, right? Really.
Let's see. Unfortunately, okay. It said it was, they were taken, his testes were taken from his scrotum and put into his inner thighs. So he had an empty scrotum and he had his testes inserted into his thighs.
Oh, I bet he had something put in his scrotum.
What's that? Just
That's what they normally do for men that have testicular cancer. They'll put in a one that's like.
He suffered from an acute infection that contributed to his deformed penis. He claims he has no testicles. No, they say his accusers say he has no testicles.
Okay.
He does not have testicles. I'm reading this. Yikes. And why were they in, why did they go into his legs though?
Maybe because they thought that they would secrete testosterone.
But
That would keep him.
does anyone in the chat know? And he has extreme scarring. They didn't know, one of them said didn't know if he was a burn victim. He does not have testicles. Someone said it appears like he has a vajayjay.
Get out of here.
That's what somebody said. I'm reading it right now.
Yikes.
He has extreme scarring. This is that I didn't know if he was a burn victim. He does not have testicles and appears like he has a vagina. Yikes. Wow. How is that happening? What is going on with that?
Oh, they want to get the word out that he's very,
But you think a
unwell.
guy that is like so, like he's tried to be a mogul, and he's like really, if he has a, if he's deformed like that down there, why would he be doing this, right? Because wouldn't he be like
Playing
mortified
it,
that
he's
somebody's going to
capable
say
man.
something?
Yeah,
Yikes.
that's how I see it. He's a feeble old man.
And then one of them
Why
said she
lock up
saw
such a
an
feeble old
erection
man?
inducing syringe in the trash.
Wow. There's a lot going on there.
I guess so.
Or shall I say not a lot going on.
I guess so. I guess we'll leave it at that. And maybe if someone has more information, they can fill us in later. That is very strange.
Okay.
And then we go to a German doctor who's ordered to pay medical expenses compensation in fatal oral stimulation OD. Okay, so this is crazy. Let's see. A German plastic surgeon has been ordered to pay medical expenses, funeral costs, and compensation for the husband and son of a woman who died after performing oral relations on his cocaine-laced male member in 2018. Andreas Niederbichler, 45, was convicted of aggravated R and bodily harm that led to the death in 2019. He was sentenced to 9 years in prison. He must also pay $13,000 for doctors' attempts to revive the 38-year-old woman who was identified as Yvonne M. in court proceedings. She experienced shortness of breath and collapsed after their sexual encounter in 2018. The doctor had argued that the woman knew he'd spiked his winky. He described her as an experienced cocaine user, but the German court ruled against him anyway. The doctor has been accused of doing the same with other women, including some he met online, but last month he insisted that his partners all knew what he was doing. Yes, there were drugs, but I didn't drug any of the women without her knowledge. I was looking for a special kick, and they took part. Okay. Yikes. And Adidas has dropped Kanye West after he said anti-Semitic things, and Adidas can't drop me. Now what? So let's see. Kanye's in trouble. Is he still married to a Kardashian?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're divorced.
Okay. German sportswear giant Adidas has ended its partnership with the rapper known as Ye, formerly Kanye West, a week after the star boasted in a podcast that he could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what? After a thorough review, the company has taken the decision to terminate the partnership with him immediately. They ended production of Yeezy branded products and they stopped all payments to Ye and his companies. Adidas will stop the Adidas Yeezy business with immediate effect, the company said in a statement on Tuesday. The decision will cost Adidas nearly $250 million in the fourth quarter of 2022, the company said. Yes, White Lives Matter stunts with black conservative commentator Candace Owen, threats to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, and doubling down on blatant anti-Semitic comments with interviews on right-wing media got his Twitter and Instagram accounts restricted earlier this month. Last week, he announced plans to buy the conservative social media platform Parler. Adidas employees and customers have been pushing the company to make a move since that time and finally did so on Tuesday. Adidas does not tolerate anti-Semitism and any other sort of hate speech, the company said. Yee's recent comments and actions have been unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous, and they violate the company's values of diversity and inclusion, mutual respect, and fairness. On Monday, Yee's talent agency, Creative Arts Agency, CAA, dropped the star, and Spanish luxury clothing line, Balenciaga, cut ties with him last week. Adidas began working with Ye, then Kanye West, in 2013, and then inked a deal for his Yeezy line in 2013. Despite Adidas' strong support for the line, Ye frequently criticized the company in public, particularly about CEO Casper Worsted and other board members. Okay. Sounds like somebody around here. I can do whatever I want.
That's
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not so much. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so we have a California teacher. California teachers facing charges after police say she hid a 15-year-old boy for nearly 2 years after he ran away from home. 17-year-old Michael Ramirez disappeared from his family's Rancho Cordova home in 2020 when he was 15. The teen allegedly got into an argument with his aunt and uncle over the rules at home before he vanished. In March of 2022, Ramirez returned home. He had been staying at a friend's house whose mother was identified as Holga Castillo Olivares, 61. Olivares was a teacher at Alice Burney Waldorf-inspired K-8 school in Sacramento. He felt like the grass was greener on the other side, the teen's guardian, Kate Smith, told the outlet. We felt so robbed of all this time with him. You just can't hide someone's kid and think that's okay. On Thursday, the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office charged Olivares with felony detention of a minor with intent to conceal from a parent. Olivares remains behind bars without bail. She's scheduled to return to court on Monday afternoon. And let's see, additional information will be forthcoming. Well, at least he wasn't dead. I wonder what the heck happened over there, though. We missed a lot of stuff in just one day. Okay, and I've got this guy. A Florida bicyclist who was reportedly attacked at random and bludgeoned to death with a tire iron by 2 men. One is still at large. The body of 49-year-old Jeffrey Chapman was found shortly after 12:30 a.m. Friday on Mandalay Avenue in Clearwater, Florida. During a press conference on Saturday, Deputy Chief Michael Wallach told reporters that Chapman was struck with the tire iron more than 10 times. The case is very heinous and very violent, he said. Police arrested 26-year-old Jermaine Adrian Bennett in connection with the attack while he was working in Wesley Chapel, a nearby community. He's expected to be charged with first-degree murder. Bennett reportedly confessed that he was involved in the attack and exhibited no shame for what he had done. During the interview, Bennett showed no remorse for the killing, Wallach said. Chapman appears to have been targeted at random, with Wallach telling reporters that Bennett and the other suspect had no reason to instigate violence. It was a chance encounter that turned deadly while the victim was simply trying to ride his bike home. The ills of society got to the victim. Let's see. The victim has been identified as Jeffrey M. Chapman, 49, of Clearwater Beach. He had worked in finance and was a snowbird who bicycled around the oceanfront community on a regular basis. He lived in a condo about 1 mile from where his body was found. Neighbors in Clearwater said they couldn't believe what happened in the community. I just think everyone is in shock. Bennett is said to have bragged to police that he was expecting them following the attack. He's not. He even said, in fact, that he'd been waiting all day for us to show up. He went right to work shortly after doing this. No remorse at all. And here's the guy smiling like crazy. He looks a lot older than 26. Okay. Investigators believe Bennett is the individual who is responsible for using the tire iron to kill Chapman, but a second man was involved in the murder. That person has not been identified publicly, but Wallach urged them to turn themselves in. It's only a matter of time before we get you. The second suspect is described as a slender man, more than 6 feet tall. He and Bennett were reportedly traveling in a 2014 Nissan Altima, black one. Let's see. Authorities are examining whether Bennett and the other man took part in a similar incident earlier in the evening where the victim survived. to report information about the case, including the identity of the second suspect, call the Clearwater Police Department at 727-562-4242. Chapman is survived by a daughter, 27, and a son, 25. Terrible. Oh, and they're shoving victims like crazy onto the tracks and the New York subways. Let's see. I saw one video. It was horrific. New York police are searching for a man who shoved a stranger onto the city subway tracks on Friday in an unprovoked attack that comes amid an uptick in similar incidents. Security cameras recorded video of the unidentified suspect who shoved a 32-year-old victim at the Wyckoff Avenue and Myrtle Avenue subway station in Brooklyn around 2:40 p.m. The NYPD released footage from the cameras on Saturday showing the suspect, believed to be about 6 foot tall, standing on the platform with his arms folded. The suspect appears to look both ways and then runs toward the victim, hitting him with his shoulder in an apparent effort to forcefully knock the victim down. The victim falls and ends up on the tracks for the northbound L train as the suspect grabbed a backpack and fled the area, appearing to run through the station's turnstiles. Fortunately, the victim was not hit by the train and was treated for minor injuries at the scene. A transit worker who spoke with the victim said that the man's shoulder hurt and he was in shock. Let's see here. It's not like he had a confrontation with the person or they were arguing or anything. It was just a random shove. He got shoved into the tracks. The guy pushed him into the tracks. The assailant was wearing a yellow hoodie, glasses, and a black jacket. To report information about the attack, call Crime Stoppers 1-800-8477. And there was another one too. So yeah, it's crazy. Say stand against all, don't go by the tracks when you're waiting for the train. Stay all the way against the wall. Okay, I think we're done with the true crime of the day. And that was a lot to take in. And let's see who's here. Okay, and then I can take this down. Okay. So, anybody have, did anybody find out in the chat why he would have his testes embedded into his thighs? Anybody? Hi, Alicia. Hi, little lady. Hi, Flo on the go. Makes no sense to Kevin why he would have that. Yeah, I don't know.
It's very strange. I have a headache, so I'm not looking, but I can only imagine. I don't really even want to imagine it.
Did you take something for your head?
No. I'm just trying to make it go away naturally.
You should, because if I have a headache and it doesn't go away and then I go to sleep and I wake up with it and it's terrible. If it gets to a certain point, it's past the point of no return, you've got to take something. It's just my experience.
Terrible headache and I can't breathe.
You have a terrible headache and you can't breathe?
Out of my nose, I can breathe out of my mouth.
Really? Are you stuffy from the shot, you think?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
All my joints hurt, my knees, my ankles,
Wow.
my wrists, especially.
Did you always get reactions to the shot? You always did, right?
I haven't had a flu shot in probably 25 years.
But I think you did get a fever with the other COVID ones, right? Didn't you? Get a small something?
I did get a fever with the other COVIDs, yes. But this feels so different because of my getting all stuffed up in my, my joints. Like my elbows, my shoulders, everything hurts.
You haven't had a flu shot in how many years?
We'll say 20 or 25, probably.
I forget where I got mine last year. If I got it at the doctor's office or I got it in Walgreens. I don't know. Really? Did your husband get one?
He did.
He didn't have a reaction?
But he got his flu shot about over maybe a week and a half ago. He got the pneumonia shot today, whatever it's called.
Did he have any reaction to the flu shot?
His arm hurt.
That's crazy.
I've got a fever.
Really?
Also.
I thought I had a little bit of a fever, but I just was a little bit chilly. That's all. And now I feel good.
Yeah.
That's what happens
That's
sometimes. That first time I felt a little bit dizzy, foggy, and then I was okay. And then, knock on wood. What? I'm going for the flu shot tomorrow. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well,
Hopefully.
you always get it, so it might be a.
Yeah, I always get it.
I don't know if this is different or not. I think that there's something in it to protect you from RSV, but I'm not 100%.
I'm sorry,
sure.
Flo, that you woke up to that conversation. I'm really sorry, Flo. My goodness. Okay, Flo, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my my chat is all frozen here now. It won't move at all. Oh. What is going on here? Okay, now my chat is okay. Hi, Rubbity Bub. Let's see here. Let me see here. Okay. Oh. Let me see now. Hi, Christina Ferrari. Going back in here. It was rainy here, but it was nice that like it was balmy, even though it was rainy. It was nice. It was warm, but it wasn't like torrential rain. It was just like this. It was actually nice when I left the store after I got my flu shot, and I stopped at the grocery store. What was it like by you, Sharon? Was it rainy?
No. No, it was partly sunny. According to my car.
What did you have, Nicole?
It was nice today.
You said
I
it was
think.
nice today, didn't you?
I think so, yeah. And I got to see the sun just from my window because I'm stuck in.
See the sun from my window. When do you go back to the doctor next?
November 1st.
So you can't leave the house until November 1st?
No, every time I get up, like I'm just I get up. They told me not to move very much unless I feel it.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I heard was it your incision burst last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I woke up to that conversation like in and out of sleep. I heard,
Yeah.
well, we don't know what color the blood is. We have a picture of it. Is that true? Was I hearing the right thing? You were
Yes,
sending
we
pictures around of the blood and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I heard. And I'm like, what is going on? I originally thought it was something of like somebody else in your family had some kind of a wound. I was like, it took me a while to really understand, grip what was going on.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, it was no big deal. Just wanted to look at it, just check it.
I heard you say something about you were drinking Gatorade or something, right?
Yeah, I was. I think. Yeah.
Puppies.
That's funny. So you woke up to that. Well, it's not as bad, I guess, as the size, right? And that's it. I think that's worse.
It was a cold, rainy day there, Kevin. Really? Don't say that, because then it's going to be cold here. I hate the cold. Don't start. It was balmy.
Everything.
Robbity Bob, yes, it was some type of infection. They said that he had an acute infection, and it caused them to take his testes from his scrotum and put them into his thighs.
Oh, it looked it. Okay. Okay. Maybe. That's probably a good idea.
What's his name again? Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I
But now
don't
that
know.
they're saying all this, what about a bunch of other people now know oh yeah, I remember he had excessive scarring and,
Yeah, now everybody's gonna come
right,
forward.
yeah,
They know what to look for, what to say. There are people who try to just for notoriety and stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Good morning, Carolyn. Guess I'm going to have his balls on my mind for a bit today. Oh no.
Hi.
Oh no.
Well, hey, it's almost Christmas.
Oh, stop with almost Christmas. Come on now. Stop that.
It's come
Stop. Don't be silly.
getting there.
Don't be silly.
Almost end of October though.
I hate to ask, what the what?
Oh, Harvey! It was Harvey Weinstein that he had an acute infection that caused them to take his testes and put them into his thighs.
Into, mind you.
Yeah,
The
into.
operative word is into.
And bed them in there.
Yeah, inside.
His thigh. Yeah, I know. It's just
I don't know how
better.
to feel, but
It's just better to probably, I don't know, forget that it was even said or something.
It's interesting, right? It's just interesting.
Yes,
The medical
some medical.
anomaly.
I wasn't sure if I was hearing things right.
Yeah, that's how I get at night when I'm listening to some stuff. I don't know whether it's real or is it Memorexia. No, I don't know. It's crazy.
Usually I would sort of like be impressed by the medical marvels that they can do these days, but I don't know, Harvey Weinstein and testicles in the same sentence, just ew.
If he wanted them in his arm, he could probably pay for that. To go there, I mean, I guess it's
Gross.
choose your own. Yeah, it's very, it's a lot to take in.
Ew.
Yes, yes, yes. Gross. Today I had to take a picture of Leslie Marshall's. We didn't get as many things out. And then Lady Elaine. I'm going to get your stuff out there. And then Tammy McD is supposed to have had surgery. Any updates on that, Linda? Tammy, we're praying for you to have a successful recovery. I don't know. Linda, are you up? Linda comes in like this. Is anybody up? Carolyn! You ever hear Linda in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah. Carolyn, where is she?
Yeah.
I like waking up to her roosters.
Yeah, so I don't know. Did anybody hear anything on Tammy McD?
I didn't know that she was
Surgery or anything? And where, Janae, are you around with any updates? You still need an invoice. I have that, Kevin. I'm going to get to that. I still have to take care of Chris Ree. And then Tammy, I've got to get her a new invoice. And then, let me see. I have to do that thing I want to do that thing for Lady Elaine right away because...
Can I say one quick thing about that?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Marianne Frontine, I sent a payment request for you or to you, sent a request to you on October 13th. And I didn't get a payment for that. I don't know if you can, because sometimes it goes in a weird spot in PayPal and you have to refresh for it to come up multiple times. And also Rosalina on October 3rd. Okay, and that's it. That's all.
Yeah, and I think I have something from, I don't know who I have from, I don't know, I have to go back and look. Lady Elaine. Lady Elaine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There's something, had something else I've got to find here. Lady Elaine. Lady Elaine, it should be over here. Lady Elaine. Yeah, that was Lady Elaine. I just wrote that down. Lady Elaine.
Mhm.
Okay. Was
I sent up Tammy's package today earlier. I didn't know she was gonna have back surgery.
oh, I know. I'm so behind in shipping everything. I'm terrible at shipping things. Nicole, did you send Marianne Frontini an invoice? She's asking you.
Yes, it should be it should go automatically from pirate ship to your email along with the PayPal request. And that date was October 13th.
1303. So that would be okay, let me just send this to Lady Elaine because I want to get this shipped out to her tomorrow. Guys,
What?
my puppies are fighting.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, you don't hear them?
Mm-mm.
I have to go see what's going on with them in a second here. I'll put this in
Now I hear a little bit.
yeah, let me go see what's going on with
Oh,
these
that-
guys.
That was a replay.
Right there. What are you guys doing? Come here. Come over here.
What was just looking to us?
What are you doing? What's up? What are you guys doing? You should be sleeping. Here. Let's see. Don't fight over that stuff. Here. Be good. Okay. All right. Lady Elaine. I gotta find. Did I find Lady Elaine? I did. There's everything in here. Login. Login. We're just have a scooter around tonight.
I'm sure she's lurking.
Well, I'm sure I talked to her today when Linda was shopping. Linda's going back to the antique store if you go or something. Shouldn't she say that about Kevin?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I
now.
think Scooter got the shells that I sent her from It's Pink.
Oh, okay.
So she's pretty busy crafting.
Oh, probably. Okay, so Lady Ellen, where did I put my pen?
Crafton and Kim said, I'm in and out, but wanted you to know we're all in our thoughts tonight at Mum Ramplin's blog. Hope you're all having a great night, please.
Oh, thank you guys. I heard you did a nice Rosalita Marie told me you guys put on a nice pro video supporting us against the harassment and appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Mhm.
Let's see. Hope you guys are doing well. So that was that, and she got the Lady in Winter.
Oh,
Okay.
Sassy Darcy. I haven't got them yet, but I'll let you know when I do.
And shipping was.
Can't wait. Still can't believe I can't get rid of this headache.
I can't either. I'm like I could close my eyes.
You got to take something for them.
Yeah, as soon as that wears off, it's like, bam, back.
Well, if it's you had the virus, right? Because that headache is complete torture. I mean, I remember going to the hospital. It was so bad. I thought I was it was so bad. I didn't know what the hell was happening. I thought I was having a stroke or something.
Oh my God.
It was so freaking bad.
That's scary.
It was crazy. I mean, it was just pain, and nothing took it away. Nothing touched it. Not even something they gave me intravenously at the hospital touched it. That was crazy.
I could as much as anything.
So did they
I just thought that I'm being a
The one doctor came in and he went like this. Does that feel better? And I was like, yeah, for me, it's a vascular headache, and oh, it was terrible. It was absolutely awful.
What just about it? Did the fluid?
Did what? Did the fluids help? Really? No. I thought like, okay, they're going to give me something to like knock me out, make me, take the pain away. It wasn't. It was horrible. Horrible.
I've never had these kind of headaches before. Ever.
No, I never had. I mean, even I had a migraine, and it was nothing like that. That headache. That headache was insane. Okay,
So maybe I'm not binging as much as I think I am.
right.
It could always be worse, Kat.
Nicole.
Very true, though.
Sorry, what was that?
She said it could always be worse.
Yeah, it could be a really bad headache, but it isn't. It could always be worse.
Right.
Yeah. Well, at least I haven't got testicles in my side.
That's perfect. Or anywhere else. Like,
It's definitely a bad day.
yeah.
Yeah. True. Thanks, Nicole.
Okay, okay. It is.
Okay, so we got that.
I still always wonder about that dude with the cut his leg off. Anything?
No,
I
I
always
haven't
think
seen
about
anything.
them, though. Well, from time to time, it just comes back.
Yeah. I have so many questions of that. Do you reckon it'll be publicized when it goes to court?
Yeah, I don't know how he survived. I'm completely flabbergasted. I have no idea why or how. Somebody suggested something, but we shouldn't have. Well,
I suggested that it got cauterized with the heat of the
no,
soul.
because that's what you said. Yeah.
That was the only thing I could think of. Unless you put a tourniquet or... I don't know.
I don't know either. People have lost.
As horrible as that is, then I always think, like yours, it could always be worse. At least he did something to himself and not the kid that was left there when that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
mother left because she was in fear.
Yeah, that kid's scarred for life. I don't know how, I wouldn't have been able to leave without my kid.
What was that? Which one was that?
Remember the mother left, we ran out and the kid was there and the dude.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
saying,
with the
at
saw.
least
Oh, with the
he did
saw.
something to
Yeah,
himself.
right. Yeah.
At least he did something for himself and not anyone else.
I don't think I'd leave my kid there at all.
I hear
I
you.
just couldn't.
I hear
The
you.
only thing that would make sense there would be if she was under the influence of something, because I think she was on parole. Or
Yeah,
or
it said something like,
yeah.
well, it said like, she didn't think he would hurt her or something, or she was scared for her life, and she really wasn't scared for the kid, or something like that. Yeah, it wasn't the nicest thing to say. Wasn't like, oh, I had to run out the back door to get help for them and get back there. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. No.
Your first instinct is to get the kid. Ooh, I didn't know. Are there glands like behind your ear?
Oh yeah.
Oh, there
What?
are. Because
They're all swollen.
I wasn't sure. I don't normally like feel my head, so it's like maybe my head's like that all the time. I don't know, but it's kind of lumpy and it hurts. Maybe it's a tumor.
No.
No, it's
It's
not a
your
tumor.
lymph glands.
I don't think it actually rained here today for the first time in a while.
Good.
Wonder how Gal's going.
Oh. When does she go? She's been gone a long time. Somebody brought her dog to her?
Yeah.
Yes.
From the family members. So,
Oh.
I can usually tell how long I've been asleep on Zoom. Like when I wake up by how much her crochet's grown. Whatever she's crocheting. Like, wow, he's already done 2 colors of it.
Or crocheting, yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. That goes there. Okay, got that. I think we're gonna call it a night because we're just gonna want to probably, everybody's gonna sit there and say how miserable they feel. Sharon, Nicole, Kat. So, everybody will be watching everybody sleep. Marianne needs an answer from Nicole, Kevin said.
What
Crying out loud, would you answer Marianne Frontini and stop ignoring her, Nicole?
No, I did. I sent you an invoice. I sent you an invoice with the ship. Yeah, from Pirate Ship, as well as the PayPal requested on October 13th.
Okay, yeah, and Marianne, I hope you got the 3 refunds I put through because you paid me 4 times. Like, so I put 3 refunds through for you, so you should have had refunds 3 times. Hi, Leslie Romani. I'm putting your ornaments in the mail tomorrow.
I am sorry, Marie. I'm looking at the chat. That's me.
I'm sorry that I was so late. You thought you were getting a stroke, you couldn't open your eyes, and you went to the hospital. Oh, yes, you thought you wasn't. Oh, yes, you thought you was a stroke, couldn't open my eyes. I went to the hospital. Oh, I'm sorry, Christine.
That's scary.
Okay, so Marianne Frontini, did you get your answer? Did you get your answer, Marianne Frontini?
I feel bad, but I can't move. I did too much last week, and
You should come into the Slack sometime. I mean, into the Zoom sometime, Leslie.
Oh, it was that stroke from COVID.
I don't know. Marianne was asking, was it a green angel or for 3737 or 3777? And thank you for the green angels again, Marianne. I love them.
They're beautiful, yeah. They might have been that. I don't know. Let me check. All right. I don't mean to be a negative Nancy with all my ailments over here.
Oh, I'll give you a bit of a run for your money.
No, it was for a yellow.
Some disposition.
It was for a yellow Victorian trinket box for the Judd picture trio. The 3, remember the big, medium, and the tiny baby picture, and then the marble elephant. That you got for $5, and plus the shipping was $9.59, and then it was a total of $39.59, and it was sent on October 13th. I hope that cleared it up, maybe, hopefully.
We're having an auction tomorrow too, I believe. So I'll look for the auction in the evening. Grocery's got a lot of new stuff, and I have some surprise stuff that you might not. It's new, but you might not expect to find it.
I heard a big bang just now.
What'd you hear?
A huge bang.
I have some quilts for tomorrow.
You have quilts? Sal?
Mm-hmm.
Are any of them turquoise and purple?
No, I'm not. No, I would never do that.
Just checking.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Sharon.
I love the look of realization on your face. Like, oh.
I bought you a couple of little cat fabrics, fat quarters tonight.
That's so lovely. I can't wait to get them. I bought Christmas fabric yesterday. I got caught.
You did?
I did. Yeah. I mean, where's the fun if you can't sneak stuff into your stash?
Yeah, I know. Marianne saying, was it a Christmas angel for $37.77?
No, I had a couple of coupons. So it was the bill was close to 100, but I think I paid 42 or something. It was pretty
That was at Joann's?
at Joann's, yeah.
Online?
No, live and in person.
Oh,
Yeah.
Miriam
went
Francesca
there.
was asking Nicole if it was a green angel for
No.
37.
I didn't, I don't even know, it wasn't the green angel, it was, the other things, it was the yellow Victorian trinket box, the jug pitcher trio, which came in those are 3 jugs, it was there was a tiny red and white, marble looking like a splash one, and there were 2 other jugs, and then the marble elephant for 5. Plus the shipping.
it was a jug trio, Marianne
Yeah.
and an elephant.
Mm-hmm. And a yellow Victorian trinket box.
Yeah. So the
That's
green,
good,
the
Christine.
green
I have
angel
notes too.
for 37.77. She paid on October.
She's
7th.
going to look right now.
So this is like a separate one to that.
Yes, it is. A separate one.
October 13th.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it says pending. It was October 15th, 5:28 a.m. I'm so sorry. October 15th, 5:28 a.m.
Scrap that, Marianne. It's the 15th.
Yeah.
Can I just ask in chat, if anyone that has had COVID, how long does it take to feel better?
Over.
It depends on your body. It depends on,
Right,
Yeah.
My body hates me.
Well, I was diagnosed, wasn't it December 16th? And remember, like, December, I was still feeling like really, I was trying to decorate the tree and I would get like really winded and like all sweaty. But then, pretty much by Christmas Eve, I was doing much better.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it seemed like a long time, but then it's all relative,
Did you have another relapse like down the track?
Or did you get? Did you relapse?
Well, I thought I was getting better. The other day, I felt heaps better, and then like I had 2 days where I thought I was
you
okay.
turned the corner. Yeah, that happened to me. Yes, you'd say, "Oh wow, I finally turned the corner,"
Yeah.
and the next day you woke up and you were like, "Oh my gosh, what corner did I turn? Turned down the wrong corner." Oh yeah, that happens so much.
Kevin said, "Oh, 33. Yeah, that's like a month." Oh.
But it might not be a month for you.
Yeah.
It wasn't very marked of my birthday.
Well, at least I don't sound like I did last week, and at least I'm awake now. Like I feel like I'm like improving, getting better, and I can smell and taste stuff today.
Well, Leslie has the long COVID.
I do too.
As time goes
Hi,
on.
Puddin'. Pudding's finally feeling better.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen the word derriere written before.
Derriere.
So, derriere.
That sounds so fancy.
Did you just have it now too, Pudding? Oh, you're better.
Oh my gosh, everybody's getting sick.
The thing that probably hurts the most is just when I like cough or sneeze, and yeah, it just feels like because it gave a visual for your version getting waxed, that scene. Like,
It took
when I
you
sneezed,
4 to
my
5 days,
insides
but
are
you
just-
had the new strain.
The vaccine was for today. And the
Flo
other
says,
one-
is there anyone that hasn't had it because she hasn't had it?
I have,
You haven't had it, Nicole?
I have had it one time.
Oh, has anybody not had it? She wants to know.
That's pretty good.
Well, Linda, I don't think Linda hasn't had it.
I don't think she has.
She hasn't had it. Linda has not had it.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I thought I did pretty well not to be sick for so long.
Linda hasn't had it, and I don't think Scooter's had it either.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Okay, now Marianne is asking if you got the payment.
My luck. Yeah, it's like that.
Your area has high numbers. Yes, it's all over the RSV. They said it's a triple whammy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marianne. That was it.
The RSV filled up hospitals, children's hospitals, regular hospitals. The children and adults can both get it.
You sound terrible now, Sharon.
I feel like
Oh my gosh.
crap on a cracker.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You know,
I told her, Kevin.
What?
I told her.
I'm gonna put some Vicks Vapor Rub on it.
so like, I've never Sharon definitely got sick from that.
Who?
Sharon, she was definitely fine earlier.
Oh yeah. I don't
So it's
understand.
not a
So
coincidence.
nauseous. And then when I took off running, I said, "Oh, I think I." Anyway, I said that twice as I'm running, and Mike says, "What? What?"
Oh no.
Not cute. So yeah, I ran. I made it. Don't worry.
Yeah, one of my sons just had the
Really, Christy?
the latest COVID one, and
I hope you
he
guys
had to
feel
take
better,
some
Christy.
time off work because he got really ill after having it.
Yeah.
The vaccination.
Yeah.
And he still is like about a week later. He still sounds terrible.
Hi, Crafty Crafter.
I'm blaming this on the flu vaccine.
Crafty Crafter has not had it either. So, Flo.
Wow, good for you. Stay away from people. Ugh.
Yes.
Oh, Marianne said she's sorry she overlooked it. She will learn to be more observant.
No, I don't care. It's all good. I just wanted to, just remind, I don't know. I figured I was here for now and you were here. And
I am going to open up a new Zoom before we go. So everybody's going to disappear for a minute, but we'll all come back. I promise. And I'm still here with you. I haven't left. Just listen to my voice. And I'll be back. Here I am. See, I promised you. Now I'll bring the others back. Abracadabra. Alakazam. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We'll see how they come back. Well, Danielle's family has it too. Well, her son has it, and the rest of them are sick. Hopefully they don't get it. Prayers for everybody. Welcome back.
Having a deja vu.
Yeah,
I said the magic words.
it's here, so that's good. Supposed to go 4 to 4,
And
maybe.
I'm going back in the massage chair. Okay, everybody, let me see. Hi, Gail. Okay, we'll see you guys
on that side.
And on the other side of the Zoom.
I took Tylenol, cold and flu. I think that's what it's called. And this day and night I took the night stuff. So hopefully it lets me breathe. That's my priority right now.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's at the airport, doesn't it? And the next stop, that sounds like the trams at JFK or something. Yeah. So weird. Okay. All right, we'll see you guys. Uh-oh. Look at Christine. She's like, her eyes are rolling up. Kevin Leonard, everyone in my house counts on me for all the cooking and cleaning. So I was out of it for almost 3 weeks. Oh no. Toodaloo, everybody. Love and prayers for all of you that are sick to get well, and for everyone that's in a bad way to get in a good way. And we'll see you. Hi, Amy, Justice League. Exactly 3:06. Okay, we'll see everybody later. Everybody take care. Everybody have a good night, day. Bye, everybody. God bless. Thank you for everything. Thank you to the moderators. See you later. I'm going, got the other rundown.